Imagine this: the most important financial struggle of our lives is unfolding at this very moment. And unfortunately, most people in the US are backing the losing option. There are two investments, and they represent drastically different outcomes. One has the potential to make you incredibly rich, while the other could slowly leave you in the dust. And 2026? Well, the entire landscape of this has been altered permanently. Please follow along with me. By the time you finish this video, you'll be certain of where those in the know are putting their money. Let's get straight to the figures. No exaggeration, no buzz, just the truth. BlackRock, the biggest investment firm in the world, says Bitcoin outperformed all other asset classes in 8 out of 11 years between 2013 and 2023. That isn't by chance, it's a trend. However, 2025 saw Bitcoin fall by approximately 7%. At the same time, the S&P 500 did almost 18%, marking its third consecutive year of double-digit gains. So, is Bitcoin over? Is the stock market the only sensible place for your money? Not so quickly. Here's the thing Wall Street hopes you won't consider too carefully. Bitcoin's price fluctuations are actually getting smaller. Recent drawdowns have been closer to 30%, compared to 60% or more in earlier cycles. Bitcoin is starting to behave like a maturing financial asset. It is finally living up to its nickname, digital gold. And look at who is buying it now: ETFs, corporations, and even governments. In 2025, institutional buyers accumulated more Bitcoin than was newly created that year. Think about what that means. This isn't retail FOMO anymore. This is long-term capital building serious positions. Now, let's talk about stocks. Citi projects the S&P 500 could reach 7,700 by 2026. That's optimistic. But Bank of America warns the market is still overvalued, based on 18 out of 20 valuation metrics. Stocks are being priced as if everything will go perfectly. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is being priced as if it has something to prove. So, what's really happening in 2026? Here's a statistic almost no one is talking about. The US dollar declined by around 9% in 2025. That means international investors in the S&P 500 may have actually lost money in real terms, despite a 17% gain on paper. That's a hidden cost most people ignore. Bitcoin operates outside any single country's monetary system. It isn't controlled by the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, or political agendas. It acts as a hedge against currency debasement. Now, let's talk regulation. In 2025, Congress passed the Genius Act for stablecoins. And in 2026, we expect broader crypto regulations to follow. Institutional adoption isn't just coming, it's being unlocked. And one more thing. Think back to March 2020, when the Federal Reserve launched massive quantitative easing. Within the next year, Bitcoin surged over 1,000%. Now, the Fed is lowering interest rates and increasing liquidity again. History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So, Bitcoin or stocks? I'll be honest, it's not a binary choice. You don't have to pick one. You can own both, but they serve different purposes. Stocks provide steady, long-term growth tied to the US economy. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% annually. It's reliable, consistent, and forms a strong foundation. Bitcoin, on the other hand, offers asymmetric upside, the kind of gains stocks simply can't match. Yes, it's volatile, 3 to 4 times more than the S&P 500. But volatility works both ways, and the upside has been extraordinary. Here's the real kicker. Bitcoin's worst crashes were comparable to the dot-com bubble. Yet it recovered in just over 2 years. Tech stocks after the dot-com crash took 14 years to fully recover. 14 years. So this was never about Bitcoin versus stocks. The real question is, are you positioned for what's coming next? Because this opportunity won't last forever. If this video gave you a new perspective, make sure to like it. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And now I want to hear from you. Are you Team Bitcoin, Team Stocks, or both? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next video. Let's do this.